Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Digit. Why do commodity prices keep rising? Well, the Bank of Zambia, this is a story from what? Today's the 11th. This story is about 5-6 days old. The Bank of Zambia says a slowdown in inflation does not mean a reduction in commodity prices. That's BOZ director. And the Bank of Zambia, BOZ, has said that the general public should not mistake the slowdown in inflation to mean a reduction in commodity prices, clarifying that inflation depicts the rate at which prices increase and not decrease. And BOZ Director Economics Jonathan Chipili clarified that the current rate of inflation simply means that commodity prices will continue to rise, but at a slower rate of 9.7% as opposed to a higher rate of 24% last year. And several stakeholders, people, businesses, and online blogs have been questioning how commodity prices remain high, with some continuing to rise, while the country has reportedly reduced inflation from 24% last year to a single-digit rate of 9.7% for the month of June. And yeah, that's it basically. Welcome to the program. Perhaps a quick introduction for those who are listening and watching.
Thank you, Ndekazi. How are you, listeners and viewers? My name is Kapila. Yes, I usually come once in a while.
Yeah,
to discuss
help us understand
things.
Things in a layman's term.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, like the BOZ director put it, thank you for introducing it that way.
Yeah.
Let me put it as simply as mathematically as possible. Let's go back to grade 1 or grade 5.
By all means.
Yeah. So, if today, Ndekazi, something costs 1 kwacha, right? Then come next month, it costs 6 kwacha.
Yeah.
It has been increased by how much?
5
kwacha, right?
Yeah.
Then come the following month, that's the third month, it goes to 7 kwacha. It has increased by how much?
By 1 kwacha from 6
so
to
it has still increased, but at a very
low rate.
So that's the scenario that is happening. So before, inflation last year was at 24% around this time, June, July, somewhere there, yes. By estimation, you think you mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was how it was that time. So imagine waking up something that is 10 kwacha, the next morning you wake up, it's 24 kwacha. So that's what happened then. But now, the same item that was 24 kwacha will not increase that drastically, maybe to 40 kwacha, 40 something, or maybe to 35 kwacha. You'll find it has increased to 26 kwacha. So it has only increased by 2, not that whole 14 kwacha that you saw, because that was drastic, really.
Yeah, it was.
So inflation, generally, we economists also have this argument all the time. Is inflation bad? And the answer is no.
Inflation is good.
Yes, but, a big but, put the but in bold. The but part is, what's the level of percentage? There is a required level which is good and encouraging to investors and businessmen. Imagine you are a business lady in Ndekazi. Things are always flat at 10 kwacha for 5 years. What are you enjoying that scenario when you're selling things at the same price for 5 years?
So basically, inflation
is required for economic growth. Yes.
Inflation favors the businessman and not
always,
the consumer.
Always. So business people enjoy this scenario, but they also suffer because they also consume. You're a business person, but at the same time you are
a consumer.
You're also a consumer. So there are things that you buy because the same guy who's selling, let's say, oil, like fuel, we've seen the dynamic. Diesel this time is more expensive, and that rarely happens. Usually it's always petrol that's higher.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that diesel guy is enjoying. But when he goes into a supermarket and finds sugar at 45 kwacha, he'll be like, what? Sugar is 45? Why? It was 35 yesterday. So such things. So if everybody's a consumer.
What is causing the inflation rate to drop so drastically?
Basically, in one article, I think another economist pointed out well, really things are starting to be, the industries, energy, the agriculture, they are starting to be organized. Let me use the word organized, as in they are putting the sectors, the industries, the various money-bringing sectors in order. And already, one thing that's creates economic growth or development is, first of all, be organized before anything. As in, you wake up in the morning, that's why we have that routine: brush your teeth, take a shower. As in, first of all, before doing anything, you have to be fresh and organized yourself. So all these things, there's some efficiency that is coming up in these sectors.
Okay.
So that is causing favorable response from either investors and just the global whole scenario. You've seen the dollar.
Yeah.
The dollar is reducing.
I was getting to that. Yeah. It has stabilized for quite some time now.
This is now 2 weeks, I think. It's just been dropping. It increases slightly, drops. So the
British pound as well is at 16 kwacha something. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the lowest I've seen it in a long time.
And we might not see this, but we might see it further, because the UK also did what they've done. They've practically sacked Boris Johnson. So he's still prime minister, but interim-wise, until they find a replacement.
So we can now do online shopping.
So right now, this is the best time. If you're buying things abroad, please buy as much as you can. Because now, once the dollar gets back to being the dollar that we are used to the 20 kwacha and the like.
Do you see this happening soon?
No, apparently. Right now the US is investing a lot in helping Ukraine. And that means it's spilling a lot of dollars
onto the market.
To the market. Yeah. So the more the dollars, the lesser the value. Money works with there are a lot of factors that create or cause money to have value, but one of the biggest one is money supply itself.
Okay.
If the supply is very high, the value will be low.
Okay.
So right now the value of the dollar is low because it's all over. Everybody is practically having access to a dollar somehow, indirectly. Yeah.
We need to end the business snapshot. We're heading into news headlines. Perhaps your closing remarks, Kapila.
Like I keep saying, if you find prices rising, it's not a bad thing. You have no control over that. So just reorganize your budget. Simple as that.
Talk about increasing your salaries. That's how you reorganize your budget.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not also in control of your salary.
Exactly.
You request that increment, it will come after 4 years. So you can imagine. So that's why I'm saying, start with reorganizing your budget. The salary thing can come or it won't. But
and investing in multiple businesses.
Try to do one or two other things. Just get that extra ngwe.
Yeah, true.
No,
thank you. Thank you so much, Kapila, for coming.
You can follow me on other platforms. Let's Talk Economics. All platforms. Just search Let's Talk Economics on Google. You'll find my information there.
Okay.
My WhatsApp platforms. We can discuss this and that.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much for coming.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning to our viewers and listeners.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.